ladies and gentlemen, to my brand new channel. We have episode 1 of That Would Do 2020 Reacts coming out tonight. I'll see y'all soon. This actually comes in, ladies and gentlemen, from the folks at comingsoon.net. Miss Marvel's viewership is the lowest of any MCU Disney Plus series. The show is doing a lot of things really well. I think one of the biggest, maybe head scratchers, episode 3 of Kenobi comes out. Episode 1 of Miss Marvel, which I think was a very good first episode, and the relationship between a teenager and her parents. And sometimes parents hide things so they think it's better for their own good. And you're kind of seeing how, as a teenager, you get really embarrassed by your parents. Her dad spray painted as the Hulk. They were going to go with her to Avengers Con. She probably said, "No, I don't want to go with y'all." Just seeing the heartbreak from her dad's face is kind of reminds myself, others, that when we're a teenager, we said things to our parents that we probably regret. That plays into Secret Invasions. This had a huge lower viewership being due to Kenobi coming out. When you have Kenobi episode 3 coming out, the hype towards the end of episode 2 was absolutely crazy. You think about it. You see Anakin Skywalker, guess you could say in the flesh, but he's more machine than man. We're all going to have different opinions. The post-credit scene for Miss Marvel tied into Spider-Man No Way Home. He's connected to Tony. It was Mysterio framed him. She-Hulk, who comes out in August, is an attorney. She-Hulk could represent Kamala Khan. We have Matt Murdock, who represented Peter Parker, Tom Holland's version in Spider-Man No Way Home. We are going to watch new Rockstars, who has an amazing channel. All the credit for the video goes to new Rockstars. So make sure to subscribe to their channel. They make a lot of amazing content. They do a lot of great things in terms of breakdowns, things that somehow I don't see that they are able to see. A huge credit to new Rockstar for this. Star Wars Episode 5 is the best piece of Star Wars. Really, Episode 5 of Obi-Wan Kenobi breakdown. Huge shout out to new Rockstars for the video. So make sure to subscribe to them. Check out their channel. Check out their merch. Check out their podcast, their social media pages. They do a lot of amazing work.
And a reminder that the best way to support new Rockstars is to get our Empire's
Support them. They do also one of my favorite
Getting one of these
channels out there for
Easter eggs. Shout out that will appear in our Star Wars after show WikiLeaks.
So much emotion. But that's a Saint Terrace that confirmed a lot of our theories, even new Rockstar, where Raver was one of them that saw Anakin kill her friends. I think that just adds to the emotional trauma that the whole time we see through episodes 1 through 4 that Raver is trying to get to Obi-Wan. And then you kind of see the twist. It's not about Obi-Wan. It's about getting revenge of the Sith 1.5. There can only be 2 Sith. Remember, folks, the Inquisitors can only have part of the Sith powers. They can't be a full Sith. Because according to the rules of the Sith, there can only be 2.
We saw our suspicions confirmed this episode, Reva, the third sister. In this case, the shot of the city pulling back from the green hedges is in daytime, contrasting the nighttime of the previous shot. So this flashback is more of a pleasant memory, at least at first, before the darkness set in. The shot from Anakin's perspective has been angled a bit.
Seeing Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen be together on screen again. Remember in the early 2000s when my dad is getting me introduced to Star Wars. 1, 2, 3. Remember, episode 3 is my favorite. 4, 5, and 6. It just being that from it's not just that it's from our childhood, the story, the emotion, what the caricature and what the characters go through is what made it so special. And seeing that part with them, that Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen back on camera, back on screen, on the big screen, it just brought my childhood back to life.
We catch up with Anakin and Obi-Wan and Attack the Clones. He says he hasn't spoken to Padme since Phantom Menace. So this now tells us that he spent all those years longing for his royal dream girl in her tower.
As we saw in the Attack of the Clones episode 2, he was so angry to prove himself, not just to Obi-Wan, to all the Jedi, to Padme, every single person he met, even partly to Ahsoka. Anakin never had true, genuine relationships because he was so focused on trying to please everybody that he was never able to have genuine peace.
Say that artificiality specifically on Hayden's smirk, and that's because mouths, smiles, and talking are just always the hardest for animators who render to be photorealistic.
It's really interesting what you're seeing with like the behind the scenes of the Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, where you get to see not just like these deepfakes and the type of camera work and technology that they have from movies and TV shows is just so amazing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's such awesome technology. And huge take, Deborah Chow, you're freaking awesome, and it would be an honor to have a conversation with you one day. New Rockstars does great breakdowns. I highly recommend y'all check them out. Emotions coming just from those flashbacks shows how much more emotion we're going to see later on in the episode.
Obi-Wan circles Anakin carrying his lightsaber in one hand.
He always tries to be better in everything he does. He always wants more. He always wants to be stronger. He always wants to be better. And I think that's just a small aspect of Anakin's character. The more he has, I feel like that he can feel fulfilled. But no matter what Anakin or aka Darth Vader gets, which in the show, yes, it's Darth Vader, but it's more Anakin mentally, he's never going to be truly satisfied and have true peace until obviously episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
This memory echoes in the mind of Darth Vader as he's on his
that part was so cool.
Vader tells the third sister, "Kneel."
And huge shout out to New Rockstars for their amazing video. Feel free to check them out. Link in the description down below will be on my YouTube channel to all their social media, to all their merch. They do such a great job. He is one of the huge reactors I have obviously watched since late 2020, early 2021 with the news around Spider-Man No Way Home.
Inquisitor hesitates to kneel in front of Vader because
that's a Saint Karis that confirmed a lot of our theories, even New Rockstar, where Raven was one of them that saw Anakin kill her friends. I think that just adds to the emotional trauma that the whole time we see through episodes 1 through 4 that Raven is trying to get to Obi-Wan. And then you kind of see a twist. It's not about Obi-Wan. It's about getting revenge of
runoff trickling down into sediment pools. Later, the Grand Inquisitor tells Reva that they are leaving her where they found her in the gutter.
That's
and
good.
It's literally a muddy runoff gutter. When they land, Leia rushes over to Tala, who's chatting with Corran and his mother. You remember them? They were the refugees Haja helped escape Dayu.
We come together because of our love for Star Wars.
Obi-Wan sees the wall that is covered in Jedi markings, all in Aurebesh. The Jedi also across the top, big letters, "Be with you." Beneath it, smaller, "May the Force be with you." It seems like people just write that everywhere. To the right of those, directly above the sigil, the name Jin Altis. That's the name of the Altesian Jedi purge survivor from the Legends books like Children of the Force. His name was also on the wall of the Mapuzo safe house. And that's another Legends character, actually from the 1993 role-playing game, a character who joined the Jedi Order after the purge. Obi-Wan also finds his crate that is filled with lightsabers. Remember, carrying around a lightsaber at this point is pretty much a death sentence for any Jedi who's trying to hide in society, so it makes sense that they would just give them up like 3D glasses outside of the movie. It makes a bit less sense no one thought to grab one of these to fight off the invading stormtroopers, but oh well. As for which Jedi these lightsabers belong to, probably no one in particular. I was thinking that long, thin one on the far left looks like Maul's, or maybe one modded to be a single-bladed lightsaber, but it's not exact. The fourth one from the left has a long ridged grip like Qui-Gon's did.
I left you, I was but the learner. Now I
am the master. The connections, whether it's the characters of the previous movies, is the character development in this series, like Erik Voss has pointed out, is how Anakin knows he still, despite him turning to the dark side, being Sith Lord, he still has so much to learn. Reva is trying to attack Darth Vader. How stupid do you have to be to try and attack Darth Vader? This is why anger blinds you, and why you say hate leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. So much anger and hate and suffering for Reva that her logical part, her prefrontal cortex, just absolutely is out the window.
Reva Sneak Attack. This episode was actually co-written by Andrew Stanton, director of Pixar films like Finding Nemo and WALL-E. And one thing that filmmaker is really good at is making heroes pay up right when you think the story is over. Like, they can't just learn the lesson mentally. They have to actively prove it in some physical way. For Charge WALL-E, Eve has to show an act of true love the way WALL-E did for her when she was cold and soulless. And now, for Darth Vader, he must prove he was not blinded by a threat from behind as he was before. As if she is not even worthy of a lightsaber duel.
Up until the point where he took her lightsaber, the Grand Inquisitor lightsaber, he didn't even have to use his lightsaber at all. Now imagine this. This is Darth Vader, but since this is more Anakin mentally, when he fully becomes Darth Vader, oh man, that powers of the Force are gonna come out for sure.
draws his own blade. He only uses her half. After she ignites that second side of her saber, it actually nearly sears his mask. He slows down the helicopter spin, he snatches it, snaps it in half, tosses the other one to Reva, says, all right, let's do it. As they duel, I love it. Vader hurls a lit blade at her, which she deflects, but Vader uses that one move he learned from his sparring session with Obi-Wan and snatches the blade.
Smart.
And now Reva is back in that knelt posture, taking her back to her lower position as Vader towered over her when he attacked her during Order 66. The editing even syncs these two moments. The intercutting
that gut-wrenching emotion.
Is reacting to older Vader, and older Reva is reacting to younger Anakin.
That moment that we see of Reva kneeling down like as she's about to be stabbed, Darth Vader, or really mentally Anakin Skywalker walking towards her, reminds her of those moments of when she saw Anakin Skywalker kill her friends right in front of her. And it's even crazier though, the same place where Anakin killed all her friends, killed all of Reva's friends, is the same place he was being taught how to use a lightsaber and how to be a Jedi. Those emotional components is something that Star Wars does very well.
Now, the message is damaged, so Reva probably can't see this coming from Bail Organa unless she recognizes his voice. But in this moment, she remembers talking to Owen in episode 1 and is now putting together that Obi-Wan was on Tatooine, who's there protecting the boy who lives under Owen's roof. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.
You essentially kill Luke, destroy all canon. It really ruins the emotional components of the only good parts of episode 8. But the question is for you, what do you think is going to happen in episode 6? What are your thoughts about episode 5 of Kenobi? That one, dude, 2020 Reacts, the first ever episode, is coming up very soon. Thank you all so much. Cheers.